Imagine a man whose influence shaped the very fabric of America's financial system. A man who controlled Wall Street and had the power to either save or destroy the economy. J.P. Morgan wasn't just a banker. He was the power behind the throne of an empire built on money, investments, and mergers. His actions could move markets and influence governments. Yet his empire was built on the fine line between brilliance and greed. But what happens when the man at the top becomes too powerful? How did J.P. Morgan rise to fame and then fall from grace so dramatically? In this video, we will dive into the extraordinary life of J.P. Morgan, the first true tycoon of Wall Street. We will explore how he revolutionized banking, built monopolies, and managed to save America from collapse, but at what cost? Stay with us as we uncover the true story of the man who stood at the crossroads of power, money, and collapse. Born in 1837, J.P. Morgan was destined for greatness from the very start. Growing up in a banking family, Morgan was immersed in the world of high finance. His father, Junius Spencer Morgan, was a wealthy banker who made his fortune by investing in European businesses. From a young age, J.P. learned the art of finance, a world where connections and strategy were more valuable than gold. But how did this young man, with nothing but his father's connections and intellect, rise to dominate the world of American banking? By the age of 31, J.P. Morgan had crossed the Atlantic to America, where his sharp mind and business acumen quickly made waves. Soon, he took over his own firm and began his meteoric rise on Wall Street. He wasn't just in the business of making loans or investments. He was reshaping the entire financial landscape of America. As America surged into the Industrial Revolution, J.P. Morgan found his calling. He didn't just invest in existing industries, he transformed them. Through a series of shrewd mergers and acquisitions, Morgan consolidated the steel industry, the railroad system, and the burgeoning electrical industry, all under his control. In 1901, Morgan engineered the creation of U.S. Steel, the world's first billion-dollar corporation. By absorbing smaller companies and creating a monopoly, Morgan didn't just build wealth, he built an empire that spanned industries, creating the foundation for modern American corporate dominance. J.P. Morgan didn't just shape industry, he shaped entire economies. His influence was so great that he was often called upon to rescue the American economy during financial crises, becoming the de facto ruler of Wall Street. But as his power grew, so did the stakes. Could one man hold all the strings of America's economy without consequences? 1907, the financial panic that nearly destroyed the entire banking system. A series of bad investments and corrupt practices brought the financial system to the brink of collapse. Banks failed, companies went bankrupt, and the entire stock market was in free fall. At this critical moment, J.P. Morgan did something that would change the course of American history forever. In an act of unchallenged authority, Morgan called the leaders of the nation's top banks into his office. He forced them to cooperate, pooled their resources, and stopped the panic. But in doing so, he also solidified his role as the single most powerful man in American finance. As we dive deeper into J.P. Morgan's incredible rise, we want to hear from you. What do you think of the way he handled America's financial crises? Was he a hero or a tyrant? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're eager to see what you think. By the time Morgan reached his later years, the tide was beginning to turn. The trust-busting movement was gaining steam, and public sentiment was shifting. The very monopolies he had created were now seen as threats to the American economic system. The government began to act against Morgan's companies, breaking up his powerful empire. J.P. Morgan, the man who once held the nation's economic fate in his hands, was now seen as a villain by many. His legacy was no longer that of the benevolent savior. He had become the face of corporate greed. What had once been hailed as a genius vision now seemed like the creation of a financial monster. If you found this journey through JP Morgan's life as fascinating as I have, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you never miss another episode where we explore the titans of finance, their legacies, and the stories that shape the world of money. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it with others, and let's continue this conversation.